In about 20 minutes, Jack Killian is offered the chance of silver screen fame in Midnight Caller. First on One, the latest news and sport with Martin Lewis and David Davis.
The Prime Minister faces her Tory council critics and insists the poll tax is fairer than the present rating system. But she says she'll look at any fresh evidence in time for setting next year's figure. And as demonstrations continue, Chris Patten promises discussions on how to improve the new tax. Good evening. The Prime Minister has told Conservative councillors that the poll tax will be fairer than either the present rating system or the so-called roof tax, which the Labour Party prefers. But she promised to look at any fresh evidence that might affect next year's figures. And the Environment Secretary, Chris Patten, said he'd be touring the country to discuss how the government could improve the community charge. Meanwhile, an opinion poll in tomorrow's Sunday Times predicts that Labour will demolish a 15,000 Conservative majority to win a Mid-Staffordshire by-election that will be fought largely over the poll tax. While the Sunday Telegraph says there's speculation that the Welsh Secretary, Peter Walker, may soon resign. But it is the poll tax that topped the government's agenda today, with more large demonstrations around the country.
It's the one issue the Prime Minister cannot turn her back on, the community charge and protests from Conservatives. This conference was billed as the launchpad for the May local election campaign. But for those councillors who'd travelled far, some perhaps very far, there was one overriding issue in mind, the poll tax and Mrs Thatcher's determination to press ahead.
She doesn't seem to be prepared to listen to the argument, so we've got a battle on.
Hopefully the government will see the error of their ways.
The Environment Secretary will penalise high-spending councils, if necessary Tory as well as Labour. There might be more financial help from Whitehall next year, but it seems he's resigned to political trouble this year.
With the arguments about the community charge, the last few weeks have not been the most peaceful period in our affairs. And I guess we can expect some more sound and fury in the next few.
After that, the Prime Minister, who's been warned by Conservative MPs and councillors alike that there's been too little government support for cushioning the impact of the charge. But most welcomed the chance the Prime Minister took to attack Labour's alternative, a property tax, a roof tax, she called it.
It must have taken quite some effort for Labour to think up a worse system than the old one.
In fact, the Prime Minister concentrated her fire on Labour. Certainly, there was no apology for the government's own proposals.
The community charge will be fairer than either the rates or the roof tax.
The Prime Minister, whose speech was generally subdued, would have been wrong to assume, as she left, again well shielded, that Conservative anxieties have been eliminated. Several speakers, whilst attacking Labour, warned that they wanted more than what one councillor called a quick fix for next year. The local government minister offered this thought.
Calm comes before a storm, but equally so, a storm precedes calm. So too, I believe it will be with the community charge.
First, though, the Conservatives must fight this month's Mid-Staffordshire by-election. The latest opinion poll from that constituency gives Labour a significant lead, with 8 out of 10 voters saying that the poll tax will prove to be the most decisive factor.
And that Sunday Times Murray poll suggests that in the Mid-Staffordshire constituency, Labour support is 50%, while the Conservatives have 36%. More than 860 adults were interviewed in 59 districts throughout Mid-Staffordshire between Wednesday and Friday of this week.
If Labour can match that performance on polling day, they'll take Mid-Staffordshire with their biggest by-election swing since the 1930s. A Conservative majority of nearly 15,000 would be turned into a Labour one of 5,000. But a local delegate to today's conference denied that the